So we've just had our latest Bulletproof Agency Network event, and this event was all about the topic of building a business that works without you. We had 3 fantastic speakers coming along and speaking about the subject, showing you how you can systemize your business and put in excellent processes, project management, sales and marketing automation, so that your business can run when you're not there, and not just run but actually thrive. The speakers included Lee Goff from the Agency Coach, who flew all the way over from the States to talk about topics of project management and sales and marketing automation, Marianne Page, who came in to talk about systems and processes, and Adam Carolan, who set it all up with building a business that gives you the personal freedom and the personal wealth that you want. We'll put together this short highlights video for you to enjoy, and some of the clips of the day, so watch, relax and enjoy.
This one is what I call the money. Show me the money phase. How many of you actually have a client training phase in your deliverable process? I figured there might be one. Odds are 90% of you just totally gloss over this phase. No bueno, no good. Oh, we're in English. No, wait, bueno, whatever. And so basically what happens in the client training phase, this is your absolute best upsell opportunity ever. Think about it. You just delivered them a brand new Ferrari. Are you kidding me? You just delivered their dream. That's what they're coming to you for, by the way. They're not coming for you to buy a pen. They're not coming for you to buy a website. They're coming to you to deliver the dream so they can have the quality of life and go spend time with their daughter, just like I'm doing in England this week. That is what they're coming to you for. I get goosebumps. Look, I got goosebumps. I get goosebumps talking about this stuff to this day. For 20 years, I'm coaching and everything, right at 20 years, and I still get goosebumps because that's one of the reasons I got into the industry. 1, I got ripped off, and 2, I love helping small business owners. Right, Andrew? I mean, every time you've ever asked me for a question, never charge you a dime, but I'm still always there to ask, right? Isn't that right? Dead serious, every single time. And I will, as long as it's not abuse. But, I mean, and because I love what I do, okay? That's what these entrepreneurs are coming to you for, is to deliver their dream. They just got a brand new Ferrari. Your brother just got a new Aston Martin, right? And that dream goes back to whenever he got the little toy set for his son, 10 years ago, okay? And it was set there, and he worked. And is it your brother or your brother-in-law? Brother and your sister-in-law, they started an eBay store, something?
Yeah, started an eBay store.
Started with an eBay store, and they worked their asses off. And this guy pulled up in the damn driveway in an Aston Martin, like recently, last week. That's it. That's the why. Okay? And it's wonderful to be able to deliver people's dreams to do that. So when he got that Aston Martin, man, when somebody delivered him Aston Martin, I mean, I could have sold him anything at that point. Anything. He is so unbelievably ecstatic that he got this beautiful, shiny new website. And they're loving it. This is the future of their business. The emotion is so high. So, as agency owners, it's your job to think through the client training process. You get in there and you show them how this wonderful WordPress site works, or whatever it is you're delivering, okay? And then you can ask them, hey, listen, and most of the time they're like, oh, this is awesome. It's so easy to edit. Can we do this? Oh, of course we can. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll get you some numbers on that. And show them the capabilities of what WordPress, there's a million plugins. Go look around. Don't install any, but go look at the capabilities. Again, do not install any. If you do, it's going to break and you're going to pay me to fix it. But go play around. Dream. This is the dream phase. You take all dreaming out from the sales process. As soon as you get into project management, you take all the dreaming out. This is when you get to put the dreaming back into the process. Okay? Make sense? Okay? I'm telling you, this is the month of reoccurring revenue. You deliver a badass website with all kind of call to action. You say, hey, where are you getting your traffic from? What do you mean? I gotta have traffic? People actually got to see this thing? Yeah, people need to see it. You ever thought about Facebook ads? Nope. You ever thought about organic? You ever thought about Google ads? Because I actually have 3, ironically, just off the top of my head, I got 3 packages right here. Buy now. Okay, great. Let's try it out. I even recommend what's called a foot in the door or low trust engagement. Make it really, really, really cheap for them to try it out. But you better get results. That's the hard part about the low trust engagement, okay? Make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay. And then after that, you go live. And again, go live should be propagation time. It should be you point the DNS or you activate the Google AdWords campaign. It should literally take you an hour, okay? Now, if you work on enterprise level stuff, GoPrize is a completely different beast. How many of you work on like enterprise level stuff? Okay, all right, go live for you guys, totally different beast. All right, because you're gonna have 600 people you gotta get set up. It's a completely different beast going live in that type of environment. We can talk about that in a little more detail. But go live should be as simple as you just be bam, you schedule it. And now the key is you always schedule a follow-up call after go live for I'd say about 7 days out and another one for 30 days out. Another mistake agency owners make. They hand it off, say, hey, call me if you need me.
Let's bit again, sorry.
Okay, so whenever you go live, okay, again, it's a very nerve-wracking situation for everybody. They're like, oh my gosh, are my emails going to go, what's going to happen? Okay, so make sure that you schedule a time to follow up with them, typically about a week out or maybe 30 days. We do both, a week and 30 days out. And what all you're doing is saying, hey, how do you like it? Are you getting the results? Because a lot of times, the new website's shiny. They're like, oh, I'm going to get a flood of new leads, and we all know they're not. It's just replacing the domain name. So that the point's going to be like, man, how do I get more traffic? Do you see these? These are what's called critical touch points. The touch points are what you have to manage in this 8-step process. Now think about that for a second. There are emotions that are high. There are emotions that are low. There are good times, bad times in every single relationship. That's not going to change. That doesn't change in anything in the world you do. It doesn't matter what it is, especially in business and in marriage, basically, okay? There are going to be goods and bads all day, every day, okay? Now, you need to manage the touch points. Everybody always wonders, how can I upsell my clients more? The clients love you, but then they seem to do a project and then kind of disappear. How do we get them into the monthly reoccurring? Right? You put in strategic touch points. The client training, okay, and the go live is when you do that. Those touch points are when the emotions are at the highest or the lowest, and you can sell them just about any damn thing you wanted to, okay? All right. Now, out of these 8 project management steps here, for the next basically 30 minutes, 30, 40, 35 minutes here, I'm going to focus 100% on project calibration. Anybody want to, take a wild guess at why I'm going to spend so much time on one step of this process?
Because once you get that set up right,
Oh, yep. If this is not done properly, or just, or for whatever point it's incorrectly done, okay, please note, very careful with my words here. I am not saying project, I'm saying client. The entire client relationship, not project, client relationship, just put one foot in the grave. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you kick this project off through the project calibration meeting and you do it correctly, by the time you're done, you have a trained client that will love you. How many of you have kids? Okay? All right, so if you have kids, you know damn good and well. If you just let them run, they'll do anything they like, and they think that they're happy. But if you're a smart parent, you're going to give them a framework. You're going to give them some rules. What do kids do when you give them a framework and rules? They thrive. They love it. Their instincts tell them, I want to do whatever I want to do. But as parents, we know the right thing to do for our clients or our children is to provide a framework that keeps them between the lines, hopefully gets them into a university one day, hopefully, okay? And it teaches them to be good little human beings. Well, same thing over here. We want good clients. Instead of good little human beings, we're trying to create good clients. So it's our job to create a framework that allows them to dream, it allows them to communicate, it allows them to get everything that they need emotionally and psychologically out of the process without putting you in the poorhouse. It all starts with the project calibration phase. All right, so in the project calibration phase, there are 3 steps that I'm going to want to cover in great detail here as we go through this. The first one is going to be how to set the proper expectation levels. All right, so here's the reality of it. James, you're a sales guy. I'm a sales guy. And I have to admit, sometimes when I get in the sales world, I'm like, man, it's freaking awesome. It's like, it's dreamy. It's like, woohoo, I'm going to hang the moon. I mean, we talk about every damn thing. We do. That's what business owners do. We can't help it. We're crackheads when it comes to talking about business. Right? Raise your hand if you're not a crackhead, but when it comes to I love it. I love it. I'll talk about business in my sleep. Like, I love it. And when you're in the sales mode, you get caught up in it. You get caught up in the hype. And I'm telling you, you talk about everything, man. Oh, yeah, dude, I can build your Facebook for real estate agents. No problem. I mean, dude, did y'all know the like button is an over $1 billion button? Did you know that like button in Facebook is over $1 billion? I think it took them 3-4 years or something, I can't remember, to develop the like button. Not crazy? B with a B, not in, billion. Crazy. So they want a like button. And so you're dreaming up all these wonderful, magical, dreamy things, and all of a sudden, budget gets to play, and you got to cut about 80% of the crap that you dreamed up out. Right? I mean, hey, look, we all got to make hard decisions. I would love to have a loft on the river here in Manchester, and another one up in the Alps, and another one over there, but not going to happen. I have to live within my means. We have to live within our means in our business. We have to make hard decisions every single day, just like your prospects do. Makes perfect sense, right? So, but what happens to the other 80%, all those dreams? They're still thinking about them. And truth is they don't have a damn clue what the difference between that 80% and that 20% is. They don't know what call to action, split testing, conversion ratios, customer acquisition costs, return on ad spend. You literally just spoke a different language to them. They don't have a damn clue what any of that means. None of it. All they know is that James is my buddy, and James said I could do it. That's all they know. And that's all they're going to remember. How many times have you had somebody come up at the end of a project? Well, wait a second, Andrew. We talked about this in the sales process, right? How many? Raise your hand. I mean, that happens all the time. They're not idiots, and they're not trying to get something for free. I have to admit, sometimes they will. Okay, most of the time, 9.5 times out of 10, they just don't know. And that's not an exaggeration. They literally do not know. They think adding an on-demand appointment, well, actually now on-demand appointment scheduling is easy, but they think an online booking system for an event center is easy. Just click the button, right? But it's not. I mean, this is 2 weeks of hardcore work, and they don't understand that. And so they're going to come back and they're going to ask for these things. So back to the project calibration and setting the expectation levels. It's your job as leadership in an agency to grab them by the shoulders and go, wake them up. It's time to wake up. We're coming out of the dreamy world, and we're about to get into the pragmatic world. We wanted to build that mansion, but we only had $100,000. So we're going to get a little loft. This is what you can afford to do now. Not what you want to do, but what you can afford to do. It's your job, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this in a few more slides. It's your job to smack them out of the dreamy world and get them into a pragmatic, okay, great. This is what I paid for. This is the process I'm going to have to follow. These are the communication standards I'm going to have. This is the project management portal I'm going to have. This is my project manager. No more dreaming. So what happens whenever they call James and say, hey, yo, you got time to talk? Sure, man. You're never going to say no to that, right? Always got time to talk. Start talking about stuff. Next thing you know, is in the middle of the project, you just totally screwed up the whole scope simply by talking to them as a friend. So we're going to work on that too. It's called single point in, single point out. So after that, we get into preventing scope creep. Now this is a big one here, okay? In this phase, we're going to confirm legal documents, we're going to determine the project management philosophies, sign-off procedures, all of these different things, okay? And all too often, clients will simply agree to something because they're too damn busy. Like I was saying a while ago, you send them an email, hey, is this approved? Yep, proof, go. And because there's no pain points. So I'm going to coach you on how to put in what's called the physical nature and the pain points in the project management process. Not enough pain to where it pisses them off, but just enough pain for them to do what you want them to do. to hold them accountable, okay? Onboarding, client onboarding successfully. There are 3 primary components to the onboarding phase, and that's what we're about to go through. We are going to do a deep dive into the project calibration onboarding phase, okay? Meaning that whenever you're onboarding a client, what this does is you formally take the legal ownership of that relationship out of the sales process and you formally deliver it to project management. Why is that such a big deal? I'm assuming most of you say, okay, great, take the money, and then you turn around and start working on it. Or you just turn around and say, hey, go. But there's no formal handoff process. Why is that such a big deal? Why is that such a big deal?
Someone's responsible then for
Yeah.
responsibility.
The formal nature of doing the ownership transfer is, to a large degree, the physical nature, the pain point. So whenever they have to go from, okay, James, get out of my way, and talking to, I'm not even going to say it, Marquerie?
Markel.
Huh?
Markel.
Markel? Okay, I'm not going to say it. Davis over here. Okay, so, and so this is your project manager. This is your pragmatic deal. Don't talk to James. I'm sorry, I'll show you how to handle that. But James, if you talk to James anymore, it's not going to help you. This is the brain you need to be talking to. This is the conduit you need to be talking to. And you must formally get them to sign a legal document. And I'll show you what all of this looks like as we go through the process. It is critical that you put in the formal nature of everything you do. We deliver intangible items. Right? Think about that for a second. Hey, James, here, catch. Kidding. It's a glass. When you buy it, whatever, 2 pounds. When you hold it, hey, it hurts. It's hard. This is a tangible thing. We're used to holding tangible things in our hands when we buy something. Well, a website is like there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So it's very difficult for them to understand the value proposition behind it. And so we're going to explain, I'm going to get into all of that as well and show you how all that stuff happens, okay? Now, if you get this project calibration phase correct, and you will after today, I'm not kidding you, this is no BS, it will eliminate 90 to 95% of all scope creep. This one thing that we're about to go through. That's why I picked it to focus on for the first 35, 45 minutes here. It is absolutely critical. So pay attention to the documents, pay attention to the process. There's a 3-step process. It starts with what's called the sales handoff process. This is that formal transferal of ownership, okay? And depending on the type or scale of project, this can be as simple as you filling out like a purchase order, okay? There's a thing called productization. How many of you have attempted or actually have completed productizing your agency? All right, that's not shocking at all. I don't know why, but it's kind of a newer thing. But if you have productized your agency, okay, what happens is this. The sales handoff takes about 30 seconds. Because when you sell it, okay, I was talking to you about the Legos, okay, when you sell that Lego, and in my coaching program, productization, we break it down not to like a house of Legos, but the individual Legos that you build the house with. Long story, we'll get into that later. So, but at the end of the day, if you have it productized, the sales handoff is you completing a purchase order, then it goes over to service, and service says, okay, great, product or package A was sold, and they have a predefined task list and teamwork or wherever, or Asana or wherever, and bam, it's over. That is the sales handoff process. It's over. Now, if you get into a custom job, a $100,000 big custom job, this is going to take about a half a day. This could take even a whole day. Sales and service, project manager, the brains get in there and they're hashing it out. And so there could have been in the process, James sold all kind of custom stuff that doesn't fall up under a product or a package type service. Now that project manager has got to know everything. This single sales handoff process how many of you sell it and then always have to stay involved in the project? Don't lie to yourselves. Come on, get them up. I know. She can't even raise her hand, but she. I mean, it happens all the time, and that's what's called tethered. You're tethered to everything. You're tethered to accounting. You're tethered to products. You're tethered to sales. You're tethered to. You're going all over the place. You're doing everything at 20%, everything. And due to the fact that you're entrepreneurs, your 20% is probably better than most people's 100%. So you validate it. You validate it. It's unbelievable what the human brain can validate. The reality is you're still giving it 29%. That's the reality. And you know it. Y'all know it. You know that it can be done 10 times better, but you're still a little bit afraid to give up that control. There's a lot of reasons why that happens, okay? So in a large project, you take the time to do all the intellectual capital transfer to service. This is the formal handing off to service. Then there'll be another formal handoff between service and to the client. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Service to the client. There's 2 formal handoff processes here. From sales to service, and think about it, at the early days of your agency, or if you're still there, man, you made promises in sales, service had no clue. Man, service was having to deliver this stuff, and they're like, okay. And they literally, like, what the hell was Saul? I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. They don't have any idea what they're supposed to be doing because you just gave it to them and said, haul ass.
Can I just ask, did he plant you in the room to ask about GDPR? He must have done.
Shut up.
Okay. Is this an interactive crowd? Are we interactive? Okay. All put your hands up. Who's a business owner? Put your hand down. Okay, not all business owners. So, no, put your hands up to start with. All the non-business owners, put your hands down. Okay. People who don't have a business plan, put your hands down. Okay, still a few in the room. Right, those who don't have a personal plan, put your hands down. So we've got, how many is that, 4 or 5? Well done, David, well done. We got 4 or 5, okay. So how many business owners have we got in the room? We're going to do the percentages again, aren't we? So I think round about 4 or 5 of you have personal plans. And I hate the word personal plans, but I'm...
Thanks to you, Adam.
Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, Lee, personal plan? Have you got a personal plan? Life plan? Yeah? All day? Except when you retired and it sucked? Yeah? Yeah, I'm going to get stuck into Lee because I learned a lot in that speech. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you today about aligning business with personal. I'm really passionate about this. I walk along a lot because I've got to get my 10,000 steps in, and my daughter tells me I've got to do all the time, so I'm going to keep walking. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today, and sorry about that, life and your personal plan. So this may seem a bit airy-fairy. Some of you who have come across me will understand this is really important, but we'll go through that. So life and your personal plan. Just very quickly, I looked at the title. When Paul first said, I need you to come and talk about this, because I've dealt a lot with Paul, he gave me the title, Build an Agency That Works Without You. So we've got Lee, he's going to help you build the agency. I think we've got Marianne, that works. Okay, what is the without you bit? Okay, what's happening in that phase without you? Okay, what is that transition you're going to go through in your life that means you're not going to be in your business? So I do this all the time. So the perspective from me is I've probably had about 300 meetings with business owners going through difficult life transitions in about 5 or 6 years. Okay, so that's my job. I'll give you a bit more background in a bit, but this is not an easy topic to talk about. It's not an easy topic to grasp, and you kind of have to go through what I go through. But my daughter asked me probably 3 weeks ago, what do you do, Daddy? Someone had told her I'm a financial advisor. Boo, no one wants to be a financial advisor. I ask really difficult questions to business owners. That's my job, okay? And I enjoy the silence, and I'm very awkward with the silence because after the silence comes all the interesting stuff. Okay, so what I've noticed from Lee, and I'm going to pick on him very quickly, he said he retired at 40, but he's gone back to work. So retirement didn't work first time because retirement, it doesn't work, you know. So it's all about building a life, building a business, building, you know, all these things that feed into the same plan. So I'm going to talk about life and your personal plan today. And I'm going to tell you 2 stories, and this is great. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Life and your personal plan. Okay. I'm going to first start talking about And again, it's airy-fairy, but I'm going to ask you to take a step back and say, what does good look like for you? Okay? What does a good week look like? Because we don't have many as business owners. I own a business and I run a business, employ 21 people. It's not easy. You know, it's a slog every day. And I read all these business books. What does it start with? Why? Find your purpose, all this stuff. You know, what is it that's going in your life that brings a purpose, the business that you're creating, whether that's going to be a lifestyle business, going to be a business you sell. I don't care. You need to understand, what does good look like? What does a week that you are happy with look like? So I had a terrible day today. I had a 7-hour board meeting, one of the worst meetings I've had in my life. And I don't want to do that in 2 or 3 years' time. So I'm building a business where I don't have to be in that room to actually do that meeting. And that's really important to me. Okay, what is the structure? What do you enjoy doing? What don't you enjoy doing? And this is key. What does success look like to you? No one else. Stop comparing yourself to other competitors. Stop benchmarking your own personal business to everyone else. It doesn't matter, okay? That's really important for you to understand. Okay, quick story of someone who didn't get it. And this is a guy that I've been working with for 4 or 5 years. He's one of the clients. He's the client that everyone hates, you know. And I kind of kept him on because I felt a bit sorry for him, okay? So this guy, business owner, 46, I saw him probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, sold his business for significant millions. So this is a digital agency owner, okay? This is a financial services sector, which is my sector. He's actually a supplier and he's a friend, okay? He did not get it. He did not understand money, which was amazing because he was a financial advisor, okay? Relationships were affected. He got his money, you know, he lost his wife, he hadn't dealt with all the things that were going to come, and he faced a difficult transition. And then guess what he did? He went back into the same business, you know, after 6 months of buying cars, houses, holiday homes, all this sort of stuff. He went back into the business and he ruined it. He's absolutely decimated that business because he didn't have a personal plan. So when he signed the paperwork to say, right, I'm selling my business for loads of money, he hadn't worked out what's important for him. And I can't stress that enough because the cause is no personal plan. And Paul Barnes is over there. He's one of the best people on this business plan stuff. But if your personal plan is not aligned to your business plan, I'm going to question whether you're going to follow that business plan every single day, because I don't think you will, okay? And I'm really passionate about that. Okay, a business owner did get it, and this is one of my favourite stories that's just happened to me, okay? Built a personal plan, and I'm going to go through what a personal plan looks like, and Beth's going to help me get the technology going. 42 years old, funnily enough, they're both called Ian. There's no coincidence there. They're both called Ian, I don't know why. This guy got it, okay? We met probably 4.5 years ago, and he opened up in the first meeting. And he told me, I asked very, very challenging questions. If you ever come across anyone who's a client, I'll make no, what's the word? I don't care. I'm just going to get direct to the issue because that's what's important. This guy told me, okay, he regretted the fact that he could not spend more time with his disabled daughter, who was 18, okay? It's a pretty powerful point as a business owner. And we all have those powerful points in our lives that are the reason we get up and go and work. You know, if we want to be defined by a business, that's fine. If we don't, we need to get this lot nailed down. It's really important.
Thank you very much. Oh, you see, I could be over there having a nice beer too. Great to follow Adam, who actually talks about everything that I talk about too, because you know, the whole thing is that this is life, and having your true priorities, being really focused on your true priorities, having a business that supports your life rather than runs it, is really what this is all about. Videos we're into doing shows of hands. How many of you have read The E-Myth by Michael Gerber? Yeah. An awful lot of business owners read The E-Myth, and Michael Gerber is a multi-millionaire, on the back of telling people that they need to work on their business, not in it. Unfortunately, what Mr. Gerber doesn't do is tell you how. So hopefully some of this is going to be the how to achieve that. But first of all, a question for you. What if business was easy? What if you never had to miss another school sports day or another evening out with friends? What if you could go away on holiday and not take your laptop, not even think about work, let alone call them every day or answer emails every day? What if you didn't have to buy into the school of thought that says that the only route to success, and remember you've got to know what success looks like first of all, is through sacrifice and bloody hard work? What if easy was a choice? Well, business can be easy. And I say that because I've been to easy. I've been to easy, flowing, well-oiled machine, and it's really good. So I've witnessed and been part of scale and growth of epic proportions. In the 80s and 90s, McDonald's were opening one restaurant a week, and they had to train, develop, deploy managers to run those restaurants every single time they opened. I've seen 18-year-olds run restaurants. I absolutely was not 18 when this picture was taken. But I made restaurant manager within 12 months. And I had two 18-year-olds running the business for me when I wasn't there. When I was away on a holiday, they were running the business. I'd love to say that the three of us were extremely talented and special and unique. But actually, we were just part of the system and we knew how to work the systems. I've seen 18-year-olds who, well, actually 16-year-olds who the education system had thrown out work their way through McDonald's to become vice presidents. And actually that's quite the norm. Well, not the vice president bit, but it is the norm to work through from a very young age and become something more than you ever thought you could be to fulfill your potential. And I know that anyone in any role within business is replaceable. However special we all think we are, even with our skills, our creativity, our abilities, every single one of us is replaceable in our business. And in McDonald's, you are taught to replace yourself. It's just part of what you do. Replace yourself, move on, move up. Replace yourself, move on, move up. I did successfully replace myself 4 times. Unfortunately for me, the final time was actually out of the business. They didn't need me anymore. But it was brilliant because when you replace yourself, it opens you up to a whole world of opportunity that you didn't even know was out there potentially. So like for me, I was happy with my golden handcuffs going around the corporate hamster wheel. I come out into the wide world and, oh my God, look at you all. Look at all these businesses. Look at all these different people. Look at all this, this world of opportunity. And for many business owners, they are so on the hamster wheel that they can't see the opportunities. They are hamsters rather than meerkats. And really, it's all about being a meerkat. I know that every business can be more profitable, more efficient, and more scalable if you make easy your goal. And that's easy to run, easy to work in, and easy to do business with. Of course, the question is how? How the hell do you get there? How do you get to easy, flowing machine? And please don't think that, well, it's easy for you to say that. McDonald's are a big corporate, they just chuck a load of resources at it, and that's how it works for them. Remember that McDonald's started out as a very tiny business, right in the backwaters of San Bernardino, California, a really small business, undoubtedly smaller than most of your businesses here today. They started there, they started building their systems then, and those of you who have seen the founder, you'll remember the tennis court scene where they worked out the easiest way to do everything. They started out as that small business. So please don't feel that you can't do it. The first thing you need to get there, though, is a change in mindset. or an adjustment maybe. Maybe it's not, maybe you already believe in easy, but maybe it's just a slight adjustment. Believe that easy is possible. Believe that it's easy to get to this flowing machine that can work without you. You believe that your role in the business can be effortless, that you can go on holidays without taking your laptop. Believe in people, and when I say that, you know, almost undoubtedly everybody in this room does believe in people, but there are those who, and I had a very, very interesting conversation with a chap on LinkedIn months ago, who was telling everybody that would listen, every business owner that would listen, that basically what we really needed to do was accept that people are lazy, that they really just want to do the minimal possible. They want to turn up at work, do the shift, go home. That's all they care about. That they're stupid. They can't even follow the most basic of instructions, so you have to really dumb it down for them. And I know sometimes dumbing it down works, Lee, so your dumbify system would work. But lazy, stupid, and the worst of all for me was devious. That we just had to accept that people were out to, if not get you, they were out to mess things up for you. And I don't believe that. I believe that people have immense potential, that everybody deserves to have their potential uncovered, that they deserve to have that released, and that it's actually our responsibility as business owners to release that potential for the individuals who work for us. The third bit of mindset that I want you to consider or change if you don't like systems, if you don't believe in systems, is to change your mindset around systems, to believe in systems, to believe in the power of systems. And I was very conscious when Paul invited me to speak here that you are undoubtedly all creative people. You're agency people and creatives don't generally do systems, or that's what I've always heard. Oh yeah, but we're creative. We can't be held down by systems. So I want you to think about whether you have that mindset around systems, whether you believe that systems are only for certain types of businesses. That yes, but my business is different. Businesses who take on systems, businesses who use systems, they are, well, my clients, for example, are as varied as you're likely to come across. Yes, there is at least one digital marketing agency in there, but they're accountants, they're schools, they are lawyers, they are manufacturing people. The systems work for everybody. So start believing in systems.